special huddle for an announcement. We have an individual who's contributed with BIS. Here, let me read some of this stuff. This gentleman started with BIS 14 years ago. He's been in the studio more than anyone other than Wayne. He invented the Studio SME. He's a trainer, BIS new hires instructor for corporate deals, and he's closed more corporate deals back in the day of anyone else. The person I'm referencing to is Daniel Munson, Dan Munson, who's standing right there. Come on up, Dan. There Come on up. So Dan Munson right here, for those of you who may know, not know, get to know quick. Dan Munson's the founder of our Six Sigma program. You may want to get your picture taken with him and all that, because Dan Munson was the founder of our Six Sigma, created the program, launched it, got it out, turned Villanova into the largest certificate issuer in the United States of America. A large part due to Six Sigma. And with that said, I just want to say thank you, Dan, but guess what? Yeah. It's time for a change. Unfortunately, Dan. No. Dan Munson's going to do what I want to do at some point in time whenever I can get there, but I'm not even close.
Fly fishing?
Dan Munson's getting ready to retire. Dan Munson's going. Is he retired? His Bob. No, we need all three of them here. No, but listen, Dan Munson will be retired after Friday. Close the business Friday. This dude is fly fishing in Colorado and doing all kinds of fun stuff.
And this is your new Dan. So Bob and I think very similarly philosophically about Six Sigma. Anything you ever had a question about, he's your guy. I want to go. I have Wayne up here because really you said Dan founded Six Sigma. Here's a story that a lot
I was just trying to juice your story.
Really, the seed was Wayne, because Wayne saw the vision that at the time Bisque didn't see and Villanova didn't see. And Wayne said, I think there's something to Six Sigma, and both weren't convinced, right, at first. And then you convinced Bisque, I don't know, there's something to this, you know?
Nathan,
right. And then Villanova didn't want to do it. And so, long story short, we made that program. He hired me. It was, at the time, the newspaper was the St. Pete Times before they changed the name, right? He ran a little tiny ad in that paper that I was coming to Florida anyhow, right? And so I took, the subscription to that paper in Denver, and I looked at it and I said, went into my wife and I said, who's this sound like? Wants to start a Six Sigma program. She said, well, obviously you. So I answered the ad, and so he hired me as a contractor. I came in, I remember this day, there was I think 6 or 7 subject matter experts on Six Sigma in the room. You can imagine, if you know the phases that teams go through, you form and then you storm and then you norm and then perform, right? Well, in one day, we didn't get out of the storming phase, right? Because no one of us could agree on a body of knowledge, if it's ASQ or not, or what textbook we're going to use, or what topics we're going to cover. So the story goes like this. 7 were in the room, and 6 quit. I was only
close. Dan stands up and takes over, and he starts writing on the board, flow charting this all out. And I'm looking, I'm going, I want him. And I'll tell you truthfully, I fought, to get Dan. They wanted some black belt that was a marketing person. I said, no. I need someone that can sell this stuff, teach this stuff, train this stuff. And I saw everything in Dan Munson, and he has more than lived up to that.
So the funny thing is, it was maybe a couple months in, I was now hired as a, put together the first Greenbelt course. And I was surprised that it was selling because Six Sigma had been around for like a decade, and I thought it's kind of run its course.
What did you tell Nathan?
This is a story, you're right on it. Because Nathan calls me, and I don't understand who it is on the phone. I said, who's this? He says, this is Nathan, your leader. He says, how long do you give this? I said, I give this 3 years of a run. He says, I hope you're wrong. I says, I hope I am too. That was 13 years ago. So I thought I was only going to be here 3 years, right? 3 years. It's gone 10 years beyond that. And who made it that? Who made it that? You guys. You guys. We would have had 0 sales, right? I know I'm not allowed to say sales, but I don't care. What are you going to do? Fire me? So let me leave you with this. I want to leave you with this. My mom taught me one saying, and there's one saying that's always stuck with me. Now, in light of everything that's changing and everything that's going on with Villanova and other things, I want you to remember this. You can change any situation by changing your initial attitude toward it. Okay? You can change any situation, good or bad. You can have something good and change your attitude and go south. You can change anything if you put the right spin on it, no matter what it is that Villanova's thrown at us, or sometimes it's not even their fault, right? The way we look at it makes a difference. So I'd suggest you write that down. If you don't want to write it down right now, it's written on Smee Street's wall over there. You can change any situation by changing the way you look at it. And with only 2 days left, I have one more thing to say. As the doc said, as a train ran over his tail, it won't be long now.
All right. So, with part of our culture and heritage, when anyone retires.
Oh, and who's been
Nobody's
tired?
Yeah, we have. We had a young lady retire several years ago.
And I'm older than her.
Oh,
all right. So with that said, let's do our traditional. Let's make it loud, please. Real loud. Yeah. This is for retirement. 3 hollows and 2 bears. All right. Let's do that. Dan, you lead it. No, lead the holla holla. No, dude, you do it. You're retired. You go. You got it. Come on. It's all in your attitude, man. Holla, holla, bam, bam. Special